Let's do some illustrating in Adobe Fresco. So I've started off with the sketch that I originally created in Adobe Fresco, and for this little demonstration I'm going to be focusing on using primarily the Adobe Live brushes. So as you can see here, I'm just painting the background, so this is the layer underneath my sketch, and then I'll create a new layer at the top where I can start coloring in my design. And again, I want to stick to using the Adobe Fresco Live brushes because this is going to give me that cool little texture that I want for this illustration. And if you're wondering how I was able to record my iPad screen with Adobe Fresco, I'm actually using an app called AstroPad if you want to check it out. So for the egg, I'm actually erasing a portion where the yolk is going to be because I can't really combine the live brushes together. They start blending in. I don't want them to blend. I wanted the yolk and the white part of the egg to be completely separate. So for some portions of my illustration, I'm just going to put them on a new layer, like the leaves of the strawberry, because again, if I were to draw directly on top of the red strawberry, the live brush would be blending into that color. So I want to keep it separate, and then later on I'll combine the layers to be merged into one layer. I'm going to create a new layer just for the final touches, so the little squiggles on my illustration as well as the sparks. So I'm just going through adding those, not particularly sticking to the illustration, but I like to kind of mess around with it once I kind of see it all come together. Okay, so now I have my lettering, and I'm just going to find a pink to use for the lettering portion of my design, and I'll go ahead and start tracing that sketch and just filling in the words or the letters for feeling hungry. Okay, last but not least, I actually want to make this illustration into an animation. So I'm using the animation tool in Adobe Fresco, and I'm adding frames. So I just added one frame, and I'm making sure onion skin is turned on. That way I can see the original sketch behind. So I'm seeing the letters that I filled in, feeling hungry, and now I can go ahead and paint on a new frame for feeling hungry. So now I'm done with my second frame, and if I click on play all, you can see our fun little frame by frame animation on the screen. So I'll zoom out here just so you can get a better look of it, and I'll click on play all, and this is how it looks, and I think that looks great. So before I do any animations for my illustrations around my words, I do have a couple of things I want to fix. For example, the little seeds on my strawberry need to be added, so I'm going to go ahead and add those right now. So now that I've added extra details, I'm going to merge all of my illustrations, only the illustrations without the feeling hungry words. So let's just merge those into one layer and create a frame by frame animation. We're essentially just doing the same process, adding a frame, making sure onion skin is turned on, and we'll go ahead and start redrawing those illustrations on my new frame. Okay, now that I've completed my second frame with all of the fruits and fun little illustrations, I can click on play all and we can see it come to life. And you see I'm missing a couple of things. I'm missing the leaves on the strawberry, so I'll have to go back and fix that. First, if we click on appearances in the little panel on the right and we adjust the colors here, adjust the hue, saturation, and lightness, we can actually change the color of our entire design. Just make sure your appearances adjustments layer is put at the very top because it'll apply it to everything below. So now all I have to do is just fix the little leaves on my strawberry, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that in the animation. So I have to go back to that frame and just make sure I add the leaves to the little strawberry. Okay, so now that I've added that and I click on play all, my animation should be done. So you can see here we have a fun little animation by just creating 2 frames for each of our designs. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please give it a like and subscribe to Threeology.